Hello, friend. This video is the second installment of my discussion on the Miniverse Nature Series 2 collection. Just as in my previous video, part 1, I'm going to share with you how to identify what's inside each ball and what's included in each of the kits that's in this series. The Nature Series 2 collection can be divided into two groups, 6 kits with soil-based creations and 6 with water-based creations. My previous video, part 1, focused on the water-based kits, so in this video, let's talk about the other creations you can make. Lettuce growing in a wood crate, cilantro and lavender in vintage tin cans with a cute metal carrier, strawberries on the vine that you can pick and place in a pint-sized berry punnet, carrots in a wood crate, tomatoes with tomato cage that can also be picked and placed in a punnet, and basil and rosemary also in tin cans placed on a handled tray. This set of 6 has that farm-to-table feel with great vintage vibes. It is adorable. When looking for the specific kits at the store, rather than the usual pinholes you search for on the outer wrappers, you're going to be looking for pencil marks on the inner wrappers. The manufacturer of Miniverse, MGA, has marked the balls with a pencil to identify what's inside them when packing the boxes for shipment. Some of these pencil marks can be very hard to see. I've found balls with no marks at all, and in that case, the ball's contents can really only be guessed at based on what the ball weighs. Later in this video, I'll share with you a cheat sheet that I've made that shows the location of the pencil marks I've found, as well as the weight that's been reported online for all 12 of the different kits in the Nature 2 series that you can use to hunt for these yourself. Let's open our first ball. The pencil mark on this one is very easy to see. It's right on the corner of the little tray in the illustration. If you unzip it all the way without tearing, you get to make a wish. If you're new to working with Miniverse and UV resin, I highly recommend that you start with the Read Me First brochure. It contains important information specific to each series. The other brochure shows you each piece included in the kit and what the finished creation will look like. On the other side are instructions that Miniverse gives you to help you complete the project. Personally, I view these instructions as mere suggestions. Very rarely do my finished pieces look the way Miniverse recommends. I absolutely love the wonderful pieces Miniverse provides in these kits, but my joy comes from taking their pieces and reimagining them to fit into my special world of magical miniatures. But I digress. Let's get back to our first kit. In each of the soil-based kits, you will receive a garden fun bag. Inside, you will get a trowel, which is so cute, a pair of tongs, and a pair of trapezoid-shaped feet. If you take the center portion of the container that your kit comes in, the trapezoid feet snap on to the center ring and make a really cute stand that you can use to display your finished creation. Well, right away you can see we have the basil and the rosemary because they're the garden markers. Wrapped in newsprint are the most adorable tin cans for cherries and for tomatoes. I love the vintage look of those cans, and they come on a very nice tray with little wooden handles that the cans fit in perfectly. Look how cute. You know I love Miniverse graphics, and this little newspaper is no exception. You will also receive a bag of herb mix for those of you on the other side of the pond. Also wrapped in newsprint are the herbs. Of course, you get the basil and the rosemary in a nice root system. And boy, well, of course I had to drop one, but I'm telling you, but look at the detail. They really look like basil and rosemary. So here's everything that comes in the basil and rosemary kit. On our next kit, it did take me just a minute, but I did find the pencil mark. It was on the corner of the milk can. And here we have organic mix kinetic sand. Wrapped in the newsprint is our brown crate. Inside a rather nondescript brown paper wrapper, you get a total of 4 heads of lettuce, and I just think these are wonderful. So once you put the soil in the crate and pop in your heads of lettuce, that will be your lettuce patch kit. Our next ball, the pencil mark was very easy to see as well. It's right on the can of cherries. Wrapped in the newsprint, we have a wooden crate and a pint-sized berry punnet. That's what that little thing is actually called. Somebody told me that it was called a punnet. Have a very nice day. Speaking of berries, this is the strawberry kit, and you can actually pluck the strawberry from the vine and place it inside your little pint-sized container, and then you can always put it right back on the plant if you so choose. This kit also comes with fruit and veggie mix. This is actually kinetic sand that you can use to plant your strawberries. So here's everything that comes inside your strawberry planting kit. Now for this ball, I actually did have to peel back the Nouveau label, and the mark was on the handle of the milk can. Organic soil. Looks like we got a vegetable of some sort. Here is the wooden crate. You're going to get several wooden crates in this set. And inside are the carrots. There are quite a few, and I love the way they're all tied together in a bundle. I mean, I'd display them just like that. The details, again, the details. I just love it. And believe it or not, that's it. That's everything that you're going to get for your carrots. And our next ball, again, very easy to see the mark. It's right on the tomato can. Wonder if that means we get tomatoes. In the sun-grown bag, as you open it up, well, there's the tomato cage. That was pretty self-explanatory. You get another bag of the fruit and veggie kinetic sand wrapped in the newsprint, another crate, and another pint-sized punnet. And then here's your tomato plant. Looks like cherry tomatoes to me. And once again, you can pull these off and pick the tomatoes and then pop them right back on the plant if you want to display them that way. So here's everything that you'll get for your tomatoes. For the next ball, once again, very easy to see the pencil mark. It's on the handle of the tray. And this one is cilantro and lavender. Lavender is by far my favorite herb. Here is the herb mix bag of kinetic sand and a box from Happy Sun Farms. When you open it up, there's your crate. Look how cute that is. The handle pops up and you get two more of those adorable tins. Let's see, we get peaches and corn. And again, I love the vintage vibe. When you open up your newsprint, there is your lavender and your cilantro. Again, Miniverse, you're so wonderful. The lavender has beautiful silver leaves, just like it should. Here's everything you will get to plant your lavender and your cilantro. Here's the cheat sheet that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Now this sheet shows all 12 of the Nature Series 2 kits, the water-based kits and the soil-based kits. Feel free to take a screenshot of this so you can take it to the store with you when you're searching for your kits. And I have to say thank you to minimo.co for the weight information that's included on this chart. Here is everything that comes in all 6 kits. Now in my personal opinion, just to put some soil in a plastic crate and stick in a head of lettuce doesn't really scream creativity to me. There's so much more that can be done with what is truly a darling miniature head of lettuce. So for me, these 6 kits can be combined into something much more special. As an example, here's my take. I made an herb and vegetable garden using just a few extra Miniverse pieces from other series. The fountain you see here is part of the Lifestyle Home Series 1, which actually could also be called the Nature Series 1. I know it's a bit confusing, but that's why this video is about Nature Series 2, which could be considered the second in the Miniverse series, with the first being the Lifestyle Home Series. This series included plants. It also had birds and birdhouses, bird baths. The fountain I'm using here is the Oriole bird bath from the Lifestyle Home Series. And by the way, a lot of the Lifestyle Home Series 1 pieces were reissued in the Botanicals multi-pack, which is still available in stores. For the water spout at the top, I used fishing line and made arched water droplets, kind of painting on a tiny bit of UV resin first to get the shape, and then going back in and adding water drops a few at a time to achieve the desired result. And I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, so of course I had to use the cardinal from the Lifestyle Home Series 1 as my bird. The bricks you see around the perimeter of the herb garden I made using the ice mice mold from the Harry Potter Honeydukes collection. I colored them with chalk pastel shavings, adding a contrasting color sprinkled in just before curing. Now, a word of caution. These can be hard to cure because they are dark colored and opaque, and the UV has a hard time getting into the middle. So you may want to fill them only part way, cure, then fill them the rest of the way and cure again to ensure that they're solid all the way through. and the white stones are part of the water-based kits in the nature series I featured in my previous video. The base that the plants are secured in is just floral foam covered with a very fine layer of real potting soil that's just glued onto the foam. That way I could stick the plants into place and remove them later without gluing them. I don't know about you, but I have a very hard time making Miniverse pieces permanently attached. I mean, I feel like each one is so precious, and I have such a hard time committing to a final design. I'd much rather secure them in some sort of temporary way so that I can undo a design and move things around later if I want to play with them in a different way. I even attached the cardinal to the fountain with a tiny piece of double-sided tape. I mean, is it just me, or do you feel that way too? Please leave me a comment below and let me know I'm not crazy. I know these are just toys, but they're too wonderful. I cherish them way too much. The Nature Series 2 set is so much fun to play with, and there are endless possibilities for fun, so I wish you nothing but joy in your creative endeavors. If this video has inspired you in some way, I hope you'll like the video, give it a thumbs up, and that way others will see it too. In the next video, I'll go in depth on creating miniatures from silicone molds and also water features from resin, so be sure to subscribe, you won't want to miss it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.